Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we've got your daily reading here for Friday, September the 26th of 2025. We've got the moon is moving into the sign of Sagittarius today, and will be there throughout the weekend. So Sagittarian energy is about expansion and growth, trying new things. Some of you might be feeling a little bit philosophical about things this weekend. You could be engaging in some really interesting conversations, or perhaps you're looking to maybe learn something, crack open a book, all these wonderful things that help us to grow and see the world in a different viewpoint, or of course have a little bit of fun. Sagittarian energy does bring about a little bit of fun and adventure and excitement, so it can be really powerful energy to move forward. Sagittarian energy is always about moving forward, or about breaking free, letting something go, finding a little bit of freedom for yourself. So clear your calendars and do something that lights you up, do something that lights your soul, whether it's something big or something small. For some of you, maybe there's a little bit of love in the air. Back of the deck, we've got the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is filled with wonder and excitement and happiness and joy. Some of you might have a surprise coming your way today or at some point over the weekend. Some of you might be doing something with your children or having fun. But do pay attention to your intuition and everything this weekend as well, because there could be some sort of insights that you are opening yourself up to. So, but that Page of Cups energy can certainly bring in some messages. It can bring in some new people. It can bring in this just sense of lightheartedness, and of course some creativity there also. So, but it does pack a little bit of a surprise sometimes, and in that upright position at the back of the deck, that can be an extra wonderful surprise for some of you there. Let's see what else we've got. We've got the talking horse energy there as well. So number one, opening up the lines of communication, right? Communication is a wonderful thing. Sometimes we get it wrong. Sometimes we get it really right. All right. So opening up some dialogue, opening up some lines of communication can really help you work through some issues. And as we do go through our day, we do have some very supportive energy. We've got trines, we've got sextiles. We do have an opposition, though, I will say, with the moon in Sagittarius. So freedom seeking, fun loving, forward moving. All right. But it's an opposition to Mercury in Gemini. Mercury, of course, our planet of thoughts, communication, our voice, technology, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. But in this opposition, you could have opposing viewpoints with someone. And that whole Sagittarius energy is about being open and receptive to understand other people's points of view, right? It's very open-minded energy, very philosophical energy, very much one of heightened perception. So there could be something here when we have an opposition. Sometimes, we don't always have to agree on things. We don't always have to share the same views, as long as there's a little bit of respect, right? We can appreciate where someone else is coming from, even if we don't agree with them. So even though we've got an opposition, right, something to do with what you're talking about, what you're thinking about, what you're communicating about, right, working through our opposing views, working through our differences can help us get to a better place. It's not that one person is wrong and the other person's right. We can find the common ground, or sometimes we can agree to disagree. And sometimes that's the hardest conclusion to come to, right? But sometimes it's just the way it is. So there could be some really powerful conversations that you're having, or maybe it's just a little thing, right? We can turn a mountain into a molehill or a molehill into a mountain, whichever way around that works, right? But we can turn something into nothing by talking something through, or we can turn nothing into something big by ignoring the issues, or by not being willing to understand and hear what someone else has to say. And so this talking horse energy does encourage you to talk things out, to communicate, to work through our issues, but also potentially to let something go. Now, the talking horse energy for some of you here can also represent that you might be focused, or you might be spending time with, or need to pay attention to something in the animal kingdom this weekend. So, perhaps you want to go to the country and do something relaxing, right? Maybe this takes you past, fields of cattle or horses and things, and they're doing their thing. They're living their lives, they're doing their thing, they're eating their grass, whatever they happen to be doing. We can find companionship in animals. We can find solace in animals. So perhaps some of you want to try something new. Maybe you've never ridden a horse before. The Page of Cups says, let's go and have a little bit of fun. Let's try something that we've never done before. So you could be inclined to book a horseback riding session, or take your children to a petting zoo, right? Something along the lines of the animal kingdom for you this weekend. It can help you feel more connected. It can help open your heart a little bit as well. Perhaps some of you are considering getting a new pet this weekend here as well. And you could also just be mourning a pet that you have perhaps lost in the last little while, but you're opening your heart to healing. So, going and visiting a friend and cuddling with their pet if you're missing that kind of companionship. So again, something in the animal realm may be part of your world. Let's see what else we've got. We've got the Emperor here for you. We've got the Ten of Wands. And we've got the Hanged Man. Some of you have been working really, really hard. You've been taking a lot of responsibility, working hard. You've had a busy week. You might even have a really busy day. So you're encouraged here, Ten of Wands right in the middle, right? You're encouraged here to keep finding a way forward, right? Ten of Wands, sometimes we're overburdened, we're stressed, we're feeling overwhelmed, but we never give up. We keep finding that way forward. So whatever you've been doing, whatever you're working on here, just make sure you see something through to the end. Be the boss, the Emperor, right? Be the boss, be confident, work through some things, resolve some things, resolve some issues, and find your freedom. The Hanged Man, take it easy as you go through your day, your weekend, right? The Hanged Man, sometimes we just need to surrender. We need to go with the flow. We need to take a time out. Sometimes here with this, we also need to be patient sometimes as well, right? We do have the Ten of Wands right in between the Emperor and the Hanged Man. So this can be some opposition coming in here. The Emperor is very much about, we need a plan, we need a strategy. It's Aries energy, right? So we need to get going, we need to get stuff done. It's this go, 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 right? Confident, very much an energy of accomplishment, right? But then the Hanged Man, it's like, I'm just going to take things easy. I'm going with the flow. I'm not letting things affect me. I know that there's certain things I have to get done today, but there's certain things that I don't necessarily have to race to finish today, right? So sometimes we can have a little bit of opposing work ethic. We can have an opposing viewpoint on what to do for our weekend, right? Maybe you and a significant other, you and a friend. And one person just wants to maybe clean the house and declutter and do yard work and rake some leaves and all this kind of stuff. And the other person with the Hanged Man energy is like, dude, I just want to chill. I've had a really busy week. 10 of Wands, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I've had a lot on my plate and I just want to hang out. I just want to hang. I don't want to do anything too strenuous. So sometimes we need to, again, talk things out there to try and meet a common ground. Find that compromise. The compromise is key. But with this here, there could, again, be a person or a situation that might be stressing you out a little bit as you go through your day, okay? But if you work through it, you find that way forward, find some way to resolve your issue, then you've got a little peace of mind, all right? But with the Hanged Man, we are encouraged to let certain things go, to go with the flow, to be patient, and keep an open mind. Sometimes that's where we get a little enlightenment. Sometimes that's where we get the aha moment. And with that Hanged Man, you could get some answers somehow by not worrying about things, right? By taking things easy, by keeping an open mind, keeping an open heart, right? This is often where we do discover our path forward, or we discover how to resolve some things, right? It's that little epiphany, that little light bulb moment, that burst of clarity, right? How do I deal with my problems? This is the answer. What do I want to do this weekend? This is the answer. When we stop worrying about something, when we let go of the need to do everything here and now, and we're a little bit more present, right? That's where things flow a little bit better, all right? But for some of you here, you've just got some stuff to do. The Emperor, this is showing your ability to take charge, to be in a position of strength and authority here, to get things done. 10 of Wands, so that, yes, you can rest, you can relax, right? It's a little peace of mind and a burden off of your back, right? So, it's kind of like when you're growing up and, your mom may have said, okay, you do all of your homework first and then you can relax for the whole weekend. And that can be what's happening here for you as well. All right. But the Emperor may show here that you do need to put some sort of plan together, but just remember, don't bite off more than you can chew with that 10 of Wands. Don't make so many plans that you don't have time for yourself, or you don't have time to have some fun. Remember that Moon in Sagittarius through your weekend wants you to get out, explore, have fun, and be a little bit free, right? So embrace that kind of energy and things may flow for you a little bit better. I'll leave that there for you guys. I thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye.